Every day, most people go through life completely unaware of the subtle habits that shape how others perceive them. The truth is, people don't always ignore you because you're uninteresting, lazy, or incapable. They ignore you because your habits, your behavior, and your energy silently communicate that your presence isn't essential. These habits are invisible to you. They hide in the way you speak, the way you act, the small choices you make. They are quiet, consistent, and unnoticed, but to others, they signal something powerful, that you are optional. One of the most common habits that causes people to be ignored is lack of presence. It's not about being loud or flashy. It's about showing up fully. When you walk into a room and shrink, when your voice hesitates, when your body language says, "I am not important," people pick up on it instantly. They may not consciously think about it, but their attention drifts elsewhere. Slowly, your ideas, your input, and your very presence become invisible. Another silent habit is inconsistency. Do you follow through on promises? Do you arrive late, cancel plans, or forget commitments? When you are inconsistent, you teach others that your word is unreliable. And reliability is one of the most powerful signals of importance in human interactions. Inconsistency quietly tells people, "Don't count on me," and before long, they stop counting on you. Over-apologizing is another hidden habit. Saying sorry for every small mistake, every hesitation, every disagreement signals weakness. It can make people subconsciously take your presence less seriously. Apologize when necessary, yes, but don't apologize for asserting yourself or simply existing. Too many apologies, and you teach people that your presence is negotiable. Silence, when used improperly, is also a culprit. Avoiding conversations, withholding opinions, or failing to speak up when it matters creates the impression that your voice is irrelevant. People naturally gravitate toward those who contribute and assert themselves. Silence is powerful, but silence that comes from fear, passivity, or avoidance communicates, "I am not important enough to be heard." Another secret habit is allowing others to dominate your time. Saying yes too often, overcommitting, and prioritizing others at the cost of your own boundaries quietly teaches people that your priorities are not significant. They begin to ignore your needs because you've already trained them to be optional. Consider this: every unnoticed glance, every overlooked idea, every small compromise is a brushstroke painting a picture of you to the world. And when all the strokes point towards optionality, people stop noticing you. They don't even think to check in. Invitations fade, messages go unanswered, and influence disappears. Not because of a single dramatic event, but because of consistent, invisible habits. The danger of these habits is that they feel safe. Shrinking, apologizing, avoiding, giving away your time all feel polite, harmless, and even kind. But harmless in this context is deceptive. Harmless habits quietly erode attention, respect, and influence. So what's the solution? The first step is awareness. Observe yourself closely. Notice how you move, speak, and act in situations that matter. Ask yourself, am I fully present? Am I consistent? Do I assert my voice when needed? Do I respect my own time and boundaries? Do I show up as someone who matters? The second step is intentional adjustment. Small, deliberate changes compound. Speak clearly and decisively. Follow through consistently. Prioritize your time. Step forward when you'd normally shrink. Each deliberate choice signals presence and importance. Over time, these habits replace the ones that caused people to ignore you. Another critical step is asserting boundaries without guilt. People may push back at first, that's normal, but each boundary communicates value. It tells the world, "I am not optional, I am worthy of attention, consideration, and respect." And slowly, as your boundaries become habitual, people adjust naturally. They notice you, they include you, they respect you. Self-care is also key. Ignoring your own needs or constantly bending for others sends the wrong signals. When you honor yourself, you communicate that your presence matters. When you nourish your energy, your clarity, and your focus, people pick up on it unconsciously. They begin to respect and notice you, not because you demand it, but because you exude it naturally. Even the energy you project through your body language matters. Standing tall, making eye contact, moving confidently. These small cues reinforce your presence. When your body communicates strength and awareness, people subconsciously pay attention. When it communicates hesitation or invisibility, they drift away. A powerful but overlooked habit is engaging selectively. It's tempting to try to be everywhere, agree with everyone, and say yes to everything. But selective engagement signals value. It communicates that your attention is precious, and people instinctively notice and respect it. The secret habits that make people ignore you are not about grand mistakes. They are about consistent, invisible signals of low presence, weak boundaries, and optionality. And the remedy is not drastic transformation, it's deliberate, consistent action. Start small. Speak up in one conversation. Honor one boundary. Follow through on one promise. Show presence in one moment. These small acts compound, signaling to the world that you are no longer optional, that your voice matters, that your presence is essential. And here's the most important truth. People notice authenticity and self-respect more than charm, wit, or talent. You don't need to be flashy. You don't need to be loud. You need to be visible in the right ways. You need to act in ways that say, without words, I matter. My presence matters. My contributions matter. Once you adopt these habits, people stop ignoring you. Opportunities appear. Influence grows. Relationships deepen. Doors open, not because you've changed the world, but because you've changed how the world perceives you. The invisible habits of passivity, over-apology, hesitation, and weak boundaries are easy to maintain, but if left unchecked, they make you invisible. If corrected intentionally, they make you impossible to ignore. Remember this: the world responds to your habits. Small, consistent behaviors signal value, presence, and respect, or the lack of them. The choice is yours. Stop tolerating invisibility. Stop shrinking. Stop giving your power away quietly. Reclaim your presence, your boundaries, your voice. The habits you build today determine whether people will notice you or ignore you. Because the secret is simple. You become visible the moment you stop practicing the habits that make you invisible.